Oh yeah, we got this one little boy that came in here. He was like 3 years old. So I got done giving him his haircut, and I said, you know what? You were a good boy, so you get a lollipop. And he, okay, so he goes over to get a lollipop that we give the kids after their haircuts. And so anyways, he goes over there and he grabs like 5 lollipops. I go, whoa, whoa, whoa. He goes, well, this is for my sister and my cousins. I go, you know what, a good little boy. So his father says, what are you doing with all those lollipops? No, no, no. I said, you know what, he's thinking of his sisters and his cousins. And this little boy's 3 years old now, and his father says, he doesn't have any sisters or cousins. So this kid put a scam on us right away, and right away we fell in love with this kid. This kid we said, you know what, this little boy belongs in this shop.
Very off. It's Franco Flores, aka Frankie the Barber.
I'm introducing you. You
Oh,
can't
okay.
What,
I'm just helping you out.
You're getting confident
That's
now
helping
since
you
last
out.
year.
Yeah.
Right. So we're down here at the Village Barber Shop with Franco Flores. I came here about a year ago when I first made the promo for Barber Life for the Nomad Barber series, and he was passable, let's just to say the least. So that's why we came back to film him again this year. I don't know why actually. After hanging out with him today, he's got a bit of an attitude problem. So
It's not an attitude problem.
like the barbering education in the US, do you think it's adequate, or how do you see it
Oh,
going?
I think it's absolutely terrible. Yeah, because nobody I've talked to down the line, from people learned from where I learned from, or the people I'm watching learn, actually learn anything. They say, no, it's the students teaching the students. And then I find it kind of ridiculous sometimes, because that's how I learned. And yeah, I became a great barber, but I still missed a big, like, the fundamentals of becoming an actual barber and what to expect. Like, they don't teach you any of that. These places, in my opinion, are more like slave trades. Like, you show up, pay them, and still make them money. You know, especially the barbershop in San Diego, or the barber school. It's like 22 chairs and no classes, you know? So it's kind of like, okay, you just get into it, get out, and then just keep cycling. And then when I think it's changed, you ask somebody that's in school, it's like, we don't learn anything. You know, we just kind of learn from you guys. They come into barbershops and talk to us, and that's how they learn. That's how I learned. So the schools still suck.
And how do you need to have a license?
You do need to have a license, especially to become a great barber, or to kind of have that say, like, I'm an actual barber, not somebody that's like, yeah, I'm a barber. It's like, oh, where do you cut at? It's like, oh, I cut out of my garage. I was like, oh, did you go to school? It's like, oh, no. It's kind of like, all right, well, you're not a barber. You know, you cut hair, yes, but you're not a barber. It's like, it takes the piece of paper. I don't care. It's just a piece of paper, but that's what means you're a barber. And the story throughout being in barber college is a great story. It sucks, but it's also some great memories, you know? But it's a very strict rule here. It's if you get caught without a license, it's $1,000 fine for you, and they put, like, in a sense, they put you in some kind of system for state board to basically, if you didn't pay it off or if you didn't take care of it, you know, you get in a lot of trouble. And the shop, wherever you cut out, gets $1,000 too. You have to absolutely label everything. Believe it or not, as let's say this station, for example, it's labeled as properly as can be, and you can physically see, since you cut hair, these implements or the tools, they're clean, you know? But she would come in and look at it and say, where does it say clean, you know? So I can point at anything. I said, well, the drawer is clean there and that's soiled. And she'll be like, what about the bottom tools? And it's like, if you don't have an answer for her, like, she's gonna get you for something. Then she'll go back up here and she'll start opening things. Like, she'll open this and look for hair inside there. And if there's hair inside there, it's contamination and you're making your customer sick. So it becomes really silly after a while, you know, because you just kind of, I've argued with her before, and I swear I saw red. I know anybody out there doesn't appreciate state board. We appreciate it to an extent, but when you come in here, like, looking for the slightest piece of evidence, it's like, you're offending us, you know what I mean? You're offending us because you're in a barbershop. There's hair everywhere. You're not going to fight that, you know? But they'll come in no matter what and tell you that you're doing something wrong. So it's pretty ridiculous, man. It for somebody to take your income it just crushes you because you're just like, what did I just work for? Yeah. You know what I mean? I never knew what I wanted to do. I'm just gonna jump into barber college, whatever. And I went in and I hated it, you know? And then especially at the time I had a girlfriend that like wasn't too into it. She was just like, are you even gonna make money? And then we broke up, and then I actually got more focused on barber college and was meeting kind of interesting people and cool people I still talk to today. And I just all came together. Like, it's really weird how it all works out, but everything came together. I got offered a job at a barbershop with a guy I still talk to, Bert Bryan from Lefty's Barbershop, an amazing dude. He cuts in Seattle now, but he was cutting in Pacific Beach. And I started cutting hair there, met amazing people, and realized, like, dude, there's a lot of money in this, in a sense. You know, if you manage your money right, like, I'm making just as much as people at, like, construction workers or people with high-end jobs. And I just thought, like, and I'm happy to be here, you know? So it changed my attitude about everything. And my mom at first was like, are you sure this is what you want to do? Like, she's like, I want you to try to get into something else. And I was like, dude, I love this. Like, I love this. And it sucks because I feel like a lot of people that are unhappy with the money they're trying to get are usually trying to tell people, like, don't, like, you know, do this, do that. But it's like, dude, I actually found it, you know? It's like people don't get to find happiness. And I found it in a barbershop.
It's crazy. Like, ever since I did move out here for barbering, not too many people actually left my city and really pursue their dream. Like, I mean, within the homies and stuff, with all my friends and stuff, but I feel like ever since I did move out here, now that I look back home and visit, a lot of people that used to be my clients are now barbers. So I just feel like the barber culture and the industry is really growing. Everyone is really trying to get into it because it's more than just being a barber now. You know, there's celebrity barbers, there's platform artists, there's barbers like yourself that are really touring the world and just doing what they love to do. So, I mean, for people like yourself, it really motivated and inspired a lot of people, especially the young people, wanting to become barbers. So I feel like it's just going to keep growing, and I feel like every other person is just going to be a barber now. But it's good. It's a good thing, and I'm glad to be a part of the whole movement. So.
Hi, Mom. And I was like, I'm with Nomad Barber. Ah!
Cool, so we're down here in Bolt Barbers in Melrose in LA with Richie the Barber, the only clown barber in the world. I'm gonna ask him a few questions about him, his lifestyle, and why he became a barber. So, Richie, do you want to tell us a little bit about your background in the barbershop?
Yeah, just my grandpa was barber. His name is Richard, and his father was Richard. So he decided to call me Little Richard the Barber, and ever since I was little, just cutting hair, dude. You know, just like, you know what I mean. And then, hell yeah.
And how have you carried on since then?
I just love it. It's like a social club. I mean, everybody's like, you know, when you're a kid, you feel like, you know, oh, I'm older, you get to drink whiskey, you hear dirty words, you know, like you feel like the boys, you know, in the barbershop. So that's why I just kept doing it, you know. You can be whatever you want. You can do it, you know, tattoos, just like a clown. Yeah, right? Do whatever you want, man. Hell yeah.
What inspires you as a barber, or who inspires you in general?
My grandpa, he inspired me a lot. I mean, I got a mustache because of him, you know. It's a tiny one, but nah, yeah. He inspired me a lot, you know, with being a barber and, yeah, just following his footsteps and, you know, because he was cutting hair until he was 83 and he passed away. So, yeah. And I stopped cutting hair for like a year. I was like, I don't want to cut hair no more.
Can you explain to us why you really, really love being a barber, and why you're so passionate about it, and why you will continue to do it forever?
Because I can do whatever I want. I can wake up in the morning, wear whatever I want, go to work and meet people, you know? Everybody's different, you know? It's just being free, you know? Just doing whatever I want, you know? That's all I want to do. Just have fun, smile. I mean, there's like 3 things like with being a barber. It's of course a haircut. Number 2, it's all preference. It's either like, you know, the atmosphere, the person, the experience, you know? So like I want to make people happy, you know? And just, you know, when they sit in the chair, they're just like, yeah, just give me a haircut. You know, just be happy, man. Like, you know, come in, hang out, and then just have fun. That's what I want to like give out, you know, have fun, a good experience, you know.
And have you got any good advice for any aspiring barbers or people who are thinking about changing careers?
My advice is for them to just spend enough time with them clippers. Get to know your clippers. It's like a, you know, it's something that you need to be so comfortable enough that you yourself, as a barber, it's not easy, man. It's not easy at all. There's gonna be certain times that you gonna get what's called the barber's block, and when that block comes, barber's block comes into place, you know, you're gonna probably feel defeat, maybe discouraged in some sense, but never give up. Continue and strive yourself to executing that haircut, even though if it takes an hour, maybe hour and a half. You will run through that, and that will discourage a lot of people.
People nowadays are obsessed with seeing what they're getting into before they get into it. So it's allowed me to be able to show that, you know, you're not walking into somewhere blind. It's you know, my website, the Yelp page, everything has a video that gives people a little bit of a preview to what they're coming into, so they can make sure that they do want to come here. You learn how to cut hair by working underneath some good barbers and hopefully getting into a good shop and be able to learn from someone else.
I'd say by the time I left school, I was definitely the best barber there. And then the first day I started at the first barbershop I worked at, I realized I couldn't cut worth shit. You know,
Yeah.
I thought I was good, and then I saw these guys, and I was like, I might as well just quit right now. I can't imagine being able to do that.
They said, pick wherever you want to sit and we'll send you people. And I sat there for 2 hours. Just sat, I had to have another student like show me how to plug my equipment in. I had no idea. I sat there for 2 hours and they're like, yeah, this guy wants a haircut.
But
I didn't know how to hold the clippers. I was like, I don't think, you know, in the 60s when, you know, the British invasion and all that, like all the long hair got popular in barbershops, the mentality in the United States was, you know, all these hippies are taking over. A lot of barbers were very, very working class, you know, old school war veterans and all of that, and they didn't like the way the country was changing, and the long hair represented that to them. And so they refused to learn to do long hair. So barbershops died off in the United States, pretty much, at least in the white community. Pretty much, I mean, to the end, I mean, there were none left. But I don't see that happening again. I think barbering, there's enough of us that have learned how to do different styles and different techniques and are willing, like if it goes back to long hair, I'm learning how to do long hair. I love being a barber. I love cutting hair, and I don't want to give that up just because I don't like the hairstyles that are popular.